Shalom. I just want to start off by saying, Call Lam Laya Hawul Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Kakadash. Want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Grand Millstone. Peace and salutations to Ophalek and the Ak and spread the truth throughout the four corners of this earth. Now, my name is Asha Allah, and today I just want to talk about this encounter that me and a brother had with this individual. He was a customer of ours, and he asked if we had our NFC active. And what NFC is a near field communication, and it allows a two-way communication that requires action by the user. So he had pulled out his wrist, and on his wrist was this bracelet. And he told us to tap our phones, and in this bracelet, I'll just show you what came up. In this bracelet, I had this screen had came up, and this bracelet was made by this brand called Popl, Popl, and I had blurred out his name and everything, but this is basically what came up: his contact information, his medias, and his form of payments. And this, raised the eyebrow from me and the brother, because we knew what time it was. We know where the time is heading into. And so this OG, thinking he's finna put us on game, with this, we already knew where this was headed. And let me just grab the scripture real quick. 2 Corinthians 2:11 says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." So with us being watchmen, we see where the times is headed. And it prompted me to look up RFID, and that's radio frequency identification, and that's a contactless one-way communication method at varied distances. And this NFC and the RFID, they both operate on the same frequency, 13.56 megahertz. And NFC is a specialized subset of the RFID. It's lucky. And when you go into that word subset, it's just part of a larger group of related things. So the NFC has its own specialized compartment within the RFID. They both operate on the same frequency under, and while the NFC is under the larger group being the RFID. And we had came across this video. Just gonna play it real quick. Now, as you can see, this double cloth swab, he had went into how in the next 10 years he wants this thing to be on us first, and then in us, and us connected connected directly, and we see that playing out. We see that playing out now, with this NFC, this company called Popl. They have these bracelets for sale, for $50, and then they have the dude was showing us a metal. It was a metal card he had, and it was the same thing as the bracelet, but it was just in the form of a card. So we know where what time we're in, and where this is headed. This is Revelations 13 and verse 16, and it says, "He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." So let's go into this word. Mark, which is charagma, and it's an imprint. It says imprinted mark, but it's inserted in you physically. How do we know that? By going to the root. It says a pale, a stake, a palisade. So let's go into that word stake. What does it say? A pointed stick or post, stick of wood sharpened at one end for driving into the ground, used as part of a fence or as a boundary mark, as a let's see. Yeah, it's a pointed stick or a post, and um that's what's going to be used to be inserted in you. That pointed stick is going back to that needle. Going back to that needle, that's what's going to be needed to put this grain of rice, this grain of rice size technology, RFID, in you. So going back, let's go to the root word of karox, which is what? Which is grapho. And it says to write with reference to uh the contents of writing. And I'm just going down to D. It says to write one, i.e., by writing in a written epistle to give information, direction. And in this NFC tag, what did it have? It had this guy's information. It had this guy's contact, his way of payments, and also his social media. And this is just one step closer to that RFID MO to the T to the B, being inserted in you physically. We're seeing devices, that is on you, as Klaus Schwab had said. First, we want to start with putting it on you. We're seeing these devices pop up where you're able to access someone's information, by the clothing, by the accessories that they wear. The example being this guy having a bracelet. This guy having a bracelet with his information stored on there. And I just want to hit another precept showing that this thing, this MO to the T to the B, is going to be something physical. This is Revelations chapter 16 and verse 2. It says, I just start at verse 1. "And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, Go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, And there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them that worshipped his image. So let's go into this word. Let's go into this word sore. Sore, what does it say? A wound producing a discharge pus, a sore, an ulcer. Let's do a quick lookup on the word ulcer. It says what? An open sore on the external or internal surface of the body caused by a break in the skin or mucous membrane that fails to heal. So there would have to be a break in the skin first for this ulcer to appear, for this sore to appear. And what's going to break the skin? That Corox, that pointed stick, that needle, and out of that needle is going to come that charagma, that M-A to the R to the K, the charagma, So hopefully this was edifying. I just wanted to go into this encounter that we had. We're starting to see things are becoming more and more clear on where the times is headed. And so I just want to end it off by saying, Kalayim la Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem HaKadosh. Want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation, so for Lek and the Akim spreading his truth throughout the four corners of this earth. Shalom.